Have you ever walked into a room and felt invisible? Like no one really listens when you speak, like your presence doesn't carry the weight it should? Respect is a game, my friend. And if you don't know the rules, you'll always be on the losing side. Respect isn't given, it's earned. It's not about demanding it. It's about becoming the kind of person people want to respect. You see, in life, people don't treat you the way you want to be treated. They treat you the way you teach them to treat you. So if you feel like you're constantly overlooked, ignored, or undervalued, it's time to change the game. Today, I'm going to give you 5 powerful rules that will shift the way people see you, the way they respond to you, and the way they respect you. Master these, and you won't have to ask for respect. People will give it to you willingly. Let's get started. The 5 rules of commanding respect. Now that we set the stage, let's dive deep into the rules that will make people not just respect you, but genuinely admire you. This isn't about manipulation or forcing people to bow down to you. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts respect. When you embody these principles, people won't just listen to you, they'll seek your presence, your advice, and your leadership. So let's get into it. Rule number 1, master your presence, because energy is everything. Walk into a room with hesitation, with slouched shoulders, with a weak voice, and guess what? People will feel that energy before you even speak. On the other hand, when you enter with confidence, with a strong posture, with a sense of certainty, the whole room shifts. It's not magic, it's psychology. People don't respect words, they respect energy, they respect certainty. If you don't believe in yourself, why should they? Your posture, your eye contact, your tone, these are the first signals you send to the world. Ever noticed how successful people command attention before they even open their mouths? That's because they understand this. How you show up determines how people show up for you. And let me be clear, this isn't about faking it. It's about owning who you are. You don't need to be loud to be respected, but you need to be anchored. Stand tall, speak with conviction. Make eye contact that says, I know who I am and I don't need your validation to prove it. Because when you respect yourself, the world follows suit. Rule number 2, set boundaries, because people treat you how you let them. You ever notice that the people who are always available, who never say no, who tolerate disrespect those, are the same people who are taken for granted? That's not a coincidence. The fastest way to lose respect is to allow people to walk all over you. If you don't set boundaries, people will keep testing you. Boundaries aren't about being rude or pushing people away. They're about training people on how to treat you. If someone speaks to you in a way that feels off, correct them. If they take advantage of your time, address it. If they disrespect you, walk away. The moment you allow someone to cross the line without consequences, you've taught them that it's okay to do it again. The truth is, people respect those who respect themselves. Look at the leaders, the icons, the high-value individuals. They don't let just anyone into their space. Why? Because they understand that their time, their energy, and their self-worth are non-negotiable. Start enforcing your boundaries, and you'll see a shift. The wrong people will leave, and the right ones will step up. Rule number 3, speak less, say more, because power is in precision. Most people think that talking more makes them sound intelligent or important, but the real power, it's an economy of words. The more you speak without impact, the more you dilute your presence. Ever notice how the most respected people don't talk just to fill space? When they speak, people listen. Why? Because their words carry weight. They don't ramble. They don't over-explain. They don't beg for attention. Instead, they speak with purpose, with clarity, with intention. When they talk, every word matters. They don't need to be the loudest in the room because their certainty speaks louder than volume ever could. So here's what you do before you speak. Ask yourself, is this necessary? Does this add value? If not, pause. Sometimes silence is more powerful than speech. It builds intrigue. It makes people lean in. When you talk, own your words. Speak with impact, not excess. And watch how respect follows. Rule number 4, keep your word, because trust is the foundation of respect. Listen to me carefully. If you break your word, you break yourself. Nothing destroys respect faster than inconsistency. You say one thing but do another. You make promises but don't follow through. You expect people to trust you, but you don't even trust yourself to stay accountable. That's a recipe for losing credibility. The most respected individuals, the ones who command rooms, the ones people follow, they don't just talk about values, they live them. When they say they'll do something, it happens. When they commit, it's done. Their word is as solid as stone. And here's the thing, this doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but it does mean you need to be congruent. If you say you'll wake up at 5 a.m., do it. If you promise to be there for someone, show up. If you set a goal, see it through. Every time you follow through, you build internal respect, and when you respect yourself, the world mirrors that back to you. Rule number 5, become unshakable, because true respect comes from inner strength. What is the single most important trait that earns you respect? Being unshakable. People respect those who don't crumble under pressure, who don't let circumstances define them, and who stand firm on their values no matter what. Because in a world full of uncertainty, where everyone is facing challenges, the ones who remain solid become the ones others look up to. Think about it. Why do some people go through life's worst storms and still walk tall? Why do they seem unbothered, unbreakable, and absolutely certain of themselves? It's not because they have more money, better connections, or some magical formula. It's because they have mastered their inner strength. They understand that their worth is not determined by external factors, it's built from within. Let me give you a powerful example. Nelson Mandela. He was in prison for 27 years, locked away from the world, treated unjustly. But when he walked out, he wasn't bitter, he wasn't broken, he was stronger. He became a leader not because of what he went through, but because of how he went through it. And the world respected him for it. His life taught us a lesson. Circumstances can't break you unless you allow them to. This same principle applies to your life. If you get easily shaken by small problems, if you let people's opinions dictate your confidence, if you're constantly seeking validation, then you'll always struggle to command respect. People respect those who own their emotions, who remain steady in chaos, and who don't let the outside world dictate their inner world. When you become unshakable, people naturally gravitate towards you. So how do you build this kind of inner strength? You train your mind like a warrior. You stop reacting emotionally to every little setback. You stop chasing approval. You develop a mindset where no matter what happens, you remain in control of yourself. Because the moment people see that nothing can break you, they will start treating you differently. They will respect you not just for what you say, but for who you are at your core. Respect is not demanded, it's commanded. At the end of the day, respect isn't something you can force out of people. It's something you earn through your actions, your energy, and the way you carry yourself. You've now learned the 5 rules that make people respect you effortlessly. 1, master your presence, because energy is everything. 2, set boundaries, because people treat you how you allow them to. 3, speak less, say more, because power lies in precision. 4, keep your word, because trust is the foundation of respect. 5, become unshakable, because true respect comes from inner strength. Now, here's the truth. Most people won't apply this. They'll listen, they'll agree, and then they'll go right back to their old patterns, wondering why nothing changes. But you're not most people. If you want respect, if you want people to listen when you speak, if you want to walk into a room and command attention, then you have to commit to living by these principles. It won't happen overnight, but every day, every decision, every action you take will either bring you closer to respect or push it further away. So start today. Start now. Because the moment you change how you show up in the world will change how it shows up for you. Respect is not about demanding recognition or forcing people to acknowledge you. It's about who you become. Every single day, you are either strengthening or weakening the respect people have for you. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you handle adversity, the way you communicate, and most importantly, the way you uphold your own values. People are watching even when you don't realize it. They notice how you respond under pressure, how you treat others, and whether you stand firm in your beliefs or waver when things get tough. True respect doesn't come from titles, money, or social status. It comes from the energy you exude, the confidence you radiate, and the consistency with which you show up in life. So ask yourself, what kind of presence do you bring into a room? Do you let people walk over you, or do you set clear boundaries? Do your words carry weight, or do they get lost in meaningless chatter? Do you follow through on your promises, or do people doubt your reliability? And most importantly, when life throws challenges your way, do you crumble, or do you stand tall and own your reality? Because at the end of the day, people respect those who respect themselves. If you want the world to treat you differently, start by treating yourself differently. Speak with purpose, walk with certainty, control your emotions instead of letting them control you. Hold yourself accountable to the highest standards, not for others, but for yourself. Because when you stop chasing respect and start embodying it, people will naturally recognize it. And that, my friend, is when you become truly unstoppable.